Donald Trump's calling our Somali neighbors garbage and the state of Minnesota a hellhole is I'm assuming is
What if someone enforces Sharia law? There's a lot of talk of that.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
There's a lot of talk about people in Minnesota are terrified that someone's going to enforce Sharia law in a lot of these Somali Muslim areas where giant Muslim populations are.
We are doctors, we are teachers, entrepreneurs. We are elected representatives of our...
So apparently Tim Walz's legacy survived elections, but it didn't survive a Joe Rogan rant. One conversation, zero mercy. And suddenly people started asking questions nobody wanted answered. What set Rogan off? Why did it spiral so fast? And how did a casual chat turn into a full-blown legacy check? Stick around, because this clip is uncomfortable, funny, and proof that a microphone can be way more dangerous than any debate.
You have Tim Walz doing the exact same thing.
Right.
Exact same thing. And he said, of course, it's a Nazi salute. He said that.
Right.
We spent 3 days debating, having them trying to debate that President Musk gave a Nazi salute. Of course he did. But that is a distraction.
This is how crazy things have gotten. Like,
It's coordinated.
you haven't seen that?
No.
The video of him taking down the Minnesota flag.
When Joe Rogan began circling Tim Walz's legacy, the shift was almost imperceptible but powerful. No yelling, no theatrics, just a slow realization that the usual political script wasn't being followed. Rogan didn't attack or posture. He calmly pulled at loose threads, asking about decisions, timelines, and consequences, letting silence do the heavy lifting. That's what made the moment uncomfortable. Walz wasn't being ambushed. He was being examined. For politicians who rely on rehearsed narratives and friendly framing, that kind of unscripted scrutiny is far more dangerous than outrage, because once the script breaks, the audience starts seeing everything that was carefully hidden behind it.
Is out there talking again.
Did you say you could fight any Trump supporter?
Yeah.
This nation takes most of their ass. I do think they want to get to know but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want.
He says he kicked their ass, and they're scared of him because he could fix a truck. Because they're threatened by his masculinity. I know how to fix a truck. What he said, I'm like, do you?
I think I scare them a little bit why they spend so much time on this. But no, I'm serious, because I can fix a truck. They know I'm not bullshitting on this.
Yeah.
I'm not putting this in people's grill.
I bet you don't.
The lady doth protest too much.
This wasn't a shouting match or a manufactured gotcha clip stitched together for clicks. It was something far more unsettling. Curiosity with stamina. Joe Rogan didn't accuse or attack. He simply wandered, asking and circling, letting the silence stretch. And with every calm follow-up, Tim Walz's carefully polished legacy began to wobble, feeling less like a solid monument and more like an IKEA bookshelf assembled at 2 a.m., upright for now, but clearly held together by a few questionable screws.
Governor Tim Walz, who was running for vice president.
I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful.
They just passed something in Minnesota where illegal immigrants are allowed to have driver's licenses and vote, which is kind of crazy.
And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful.
A lot of the reason for wanting an open border is congressional seats.
So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence.
Because one of the things about when you do a census, it doesn't.
At first, everything sounded fine, even respectful, with Tim Walz's record floating in the air like a resume being read at a networking event, accomplishments earning polite nods and decisions standing tall on paper. But Joe Rogan has a way of doing something quietly unsettling. He leans in and asks, almost casually, what happens after the headline? And that simple question starts to drain the confidence from a room, shifting the focus from polished talking points to the messy consequences that linger once the cameras are gone.
I think they're lost. I mean, they're also lost in that they can't control the narrative anymore. I think when they had control of Twitter and they had control of essentially all of social media and pre-Trump, they had the reins like firmly held. They were in control of the public narrative. If you strayed from that, you will be kicked off social media. You'll be banned from YouTube. And for things that were factually correct, like the lab leak theory is now finally being.
That's when the room temperature changed. Joe Rogan didn't frame Tim Walz as a villain or a hero. He treated him like a human being with a long career and a stack of convenient summaries attached. And nothing makes a legacy sweat faster than being treated like open source. Suddenly, Walz's past wasn't being applauded. It was being examined, Not aggressively, but casually, like someone flipping a product box to read the fine print. You could almost feel the moment he realized this conversation wasn't about praise. It was about patterns. Legacies thrive on distance, on time, speeches, and selective memory. But Rogan collapses at distance, pulling the past into present and making it answer for itself. No teleprompter required. At one point, the energy shifted from confidence to calculation, with Walz no longer defending outright, but navigating. Choosing words carefully, softening firm statements into flexible explanations, the kind of verbal gymnastics that only appear when someone realizes their Wikipedia summary doesn't cover the follow-up questions.
You have Tim Walz is your VP?
weird.
You don't think that guy's weird?
Elon's on that stage, jumping around, skipping like a dip. You know it.
He's weird in every way. The way he walks, the way he waves his hands.
He reminds me of the clown emoji.
This has only renewed the call for Governor Tim Walz to resign.
He's a bizarre guy.
He's a strange dude.
He is currently running for a third term as governor, but this has really ramped up under his watch. All of this fraud exploding onto the national scene. I think it's 5 or 6 federal investigations that have now been announced in Minnesota.